listening to Revolution Number 10, an Annapropriate point of view. This podcast is made for solutions. Let's talk about it.
Today, we're going to explore a particular problem that I've always kind of tried to figure out a solution for, that of like unplanned pregnancies and like unprepared parents. And I don't mean age, because a lot of my girlfriends had kids at 12 and been incredible mothers. I mean, those people who want to have a child but don't recognize sort of what it takes. Like a server that opens a restaurant and doesn't realize they have to pay a fuck ton of taxes. You know, all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. I started contemplating the idea to thwart what I believe to be a fundamental issue in terms of like the delinquency that could progress throughout the future, you know, blah, blah, John Warwick. I believe the children are the future, that kind of shit. So trash begets trash, violence begets violence, that kind of thing, right? So then I did at university a debate about a parenting license. And in the end, it's very eugenics. It's very Nazi-esque. Who is going to determine what questions are on this? Because you can answer all the right answers and still be a neglectful or, I guess, absentee parent. For example, what I believe to be a good parent is someone who is ready, willing, and able to basically drop everything for their child. Not in a spoiled brat kind of way, but in a sacrifice sort of like, instead of buying this new pair of shoes, I'm going to get my kid fucking diapers or a tricycle or me, I opt for the shoes. That's why I don't have kids. A lot of people are seeking a different level of relationship with a baby, or maybe they're trying to manipulate another relationship with the father or the mother through a child. Whatever constitutes the unplanned, unprepared parent, whatever. We can't quantify that in a test. So I was like, okay, well, how the fuck do we do this without becoming this crazy Orwellian state that dictates who procreates and who doesn't?
And how.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think we did that already from 1919 to 1976 in Alberta. And I believe we did this as, like, several times over, probably through history. Like,
like in China.
In Rwanda, in fucking, So anyway, we're not here to talk history. We're here to talk feasible or nonsensical solutions to certain problems. So the problem we are exploring today is the notion of unplanned, unwanted kids that, in my opinion, end up, being either a part of the system or, if mom's working all the time and she can't look after her kid, or dad's working all the time and can't look after kid gets to do whatever the fuck they want to do because nobody's watching them. I know this because I was that kid. My parents both had to work. I was a latchkey kid at the age of 10. And boy, oh boy, like, did I do whatever the fuck I wanted. Not to say I'm a delinquent, but I could definitely be construed as one, especially when I was younger. Anyway.
Speaking on the behalf of the delinquents.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's, it's like, and then you perpetuate the problem. You're just like feeding the fire. You're making it worse. You have kids with abandonment issues and now they're violent and they only eat sugar. So they've got ADD and somebody told them they're stupid and they're never going to amount to anything. And all they're ever going to be is a drug dealer. So now they're a fucking drug dealer. Not to say that's a bad job because I've made the most money in my life as a drug dealer, but it's not legitimate per se, quote unquote, whatever. But like whatever the fucking circumstances are. Okay.
It's a cycle that doesn't get broken.
And here we sit in 2019 where several states in the U.S. have revoked abortion laws. And we're sitting right now a few months before a federal election with a very scary conservative candidate who is also talking about revoking these abortion laws. And we all know if you're on social media and you're on this and you're on that, you can light the joint, don't worry. There's been a whole movement, and I started to really think if abortion was about women's bodies, it would be legal. It's not. It's about controlling women. So sex is a two-way street. If I don't ask you to wear a condom and you don't suggest a condom, we're both to blame. On Maury, there was an episode of Maury where the guy swore he could not be the father because he drank 2 liters of Mountain Dew a day for the last 5 years. His uncle told him, that if he drank 2 liters of Mountain Dew a day, he'd be fertile.
What?
Infertile, sorry. So...
What?
So, not only is he stupid, but the girl let him come inside of her and get pregnant. Okay?
But Mountain Dew, Anna.
Right. And I actually, I was talking about this a couple of days ago to someone, and literally a boy said with straight face, not joking, well, pull-out is a very effective method. And do you know how many children this guy has? 3. From 3 different women.
Yeah, really works.
And I'm not saying that guy doesn't want those 3 kids.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that there is a way to recognize if you're incapable of truly providing the best life for this child.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to just go around jizzing in everybody's fucking vag. And that's, but then bring it back to the girls as well. And we should be a little bit more cautious and say, hey, I don't feel like having a kid, so please, I'll swallow, and so it's like the onus has to be placed equally upon the two of us. Like one woman in 9 months can have 1 kid. One man in a 9-month period could potentially seed 270 women. Okay, let's say this guy's a fucking sharpshooter from heaven. He's just fucking knocks up every bitch he fucks.
Posing different area codes.
So why do we say I am the one that can't have the abortion? That I am the one that has to go through a tumultuous pregnancy? I've never been pregnant. Lie. I've been pregnant, but I've never gone full term with a pregnancy. And I am a 42-year-old woman, and a lot of my girlfriends have kids.
Yeah.
And some of them had the happiest time of their life for the 9 months.
Yeah.
And some of them wanted to fucking throw themselves into a brick wall over and over and over again because it was torture.
Wow.
Because your body reacts differently. And our hormones go fucked all over. We're never sane. We have our period for 1 week a month. We are hormonal and insane when we're PMSing before, and we're hormonal and insane when we're post-MSing. So really, we're saying maybe 4 to 5 days a month. And I'm not saying that to justify women's insanity. I'm saying that because men and women alike need to understand that if your girlfriend or your friend says, my cunt is bleeding, what she is saying is I am extraordinarily volatile right now. And in accordance to the law of Canada, I can stab you and get off with a plea of insanity. So please be cautious when you proceed. That's all I'm saying when I say that.
Fun fact. Didn't know that. That's inappropriate.
So, if my gestation period is 9 months, but he can fucking pew, 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 and fucking have 5 babies in 1 year from 5 different women, my body and mind suffers greatly if I'm even pregnant for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Your body already goes through massive hormonal changes. So, we are not discussing abortion. We are not discussing abortion rights.
No.
We are not discussing women's equality to men in terms of sexuality, because that's a whole nother fucking level, because women in North American culture have a really fucked up view of sex, and it's because of the way that we view it. Mm-hmm. I'm penalized for liking to fuck. Mm-hmm. If I accidentally get pregnant, I have to go to a back alley and fucking almost die.
Yeah.
To not have a baby?
Yeah.
And you're telling me that I have to have this baby? Then here you have the baby.
Yeah.
Why don't you so you want to eliminate abortion, you want to eliminate social welfare. Like that, what the fuck? Oh, so we just want a bunch of homeless mothers and fucking children on the street? Like this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Because it's not like the guy is going to step up.
Well, Heather,
Sometimes.
You can't generalize.
Okay. Fair.
Right?
Yes.
Like we've said before, just because the situation is different and potentially most likely going to end up exactly the same, we cannot approach that situation as though it's going to end up the same.
Yeah.
Even if it does.
Yeah.
Got to give it a chance. I'm going to give you a chance and then, oh yeah, you're a fuck up too. Anyway. But, right, like I know a lot of men who stepped up to the plate because the baby mama was like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah.
So he steps up to the plate and does what he has to do. Like, it's not about, because even, like, the worst parent, like, aside from, and I'm not talking like the parent that sexually abuses or is emotionally or I'm talking about the parent that loves its kid. I always say it when I talk to kids. I don't know why. The parent that loves its child, but in our society is forced to work 3 jobs, you know, or just marry fucking rich, right? Just to give it even a normal fucking life.
Yeah. Without
an iPod for Christmas.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so, and I know, and I like big ups to every single one of my girls and boys out there that have been single parents for as long as I can remember now. Like, you know, I'm just saying we are overpopulated. So why do we continue to populate?
Yeah.
And so we can't do, again, like the whole Orwellian thing where we're only limiting it to 1 child, a family or whatever.
Yeah.
But so then I thought, and here's the funny thing. No, I'll say that after about the way that guys have responded.
Yeah.
So here's my solution, guys. Okay, Heather?
On a scale?
On a scale of feasible to nonsense, I truly believe it to be feasible.
Yeah, okay.
But because men hold on to their dicks like they're sticks of fucking gold, they all cringe when I suggest this. Mm-hmm. Okay? But they don't have a problem with them shoving a fucking DNC in a vacuum up my fucking twat to suck out a bunch of fucking blood cells that are calling themselves a fetus. That's okay. Digressing. But this solution is like literally like crossing like, ooh,
yeah. It's like, that's my body. Oh, is it?
Right.
Is it?
So
that's unfortunate.
In 2019, vasectomies have progressed to the point where it's no longer a physical snip of your vas deferens, whatever, your dick stick, where the cum
tube
comes out.
Yeah, the cum tube.
Your cum tube. where the sperm meets the semen. Like, it's like, I guess, where the 2 oceans meet, right?
The fork in the road.
Yeah. So now you can put a clamp on it, a little plastic clamp. Just doop, doop. No semen come now. I'm still ejaculating, but the sperm is not getting out. So stop cringing. Every boy out there that is listening, stop cringing. Because whether or not you're circumcised, if you are circumcised, it feels I guess I'm not circumcised. Yeah, it feels the same.
It feels the same.
Because I've never had a circumcision, nor have I had a vasectomy. But it's just a little like, doop. It's nothing. And
safe?
It's safe and reversible. So I suggest, as a feasible solution, that when a boy is born, okay, they, like, okay, not everybody's Jewish, but circumcisions are performed as an option, right?
Yeah.
So instead of a circumcision, clamp your vas deferens.
Your cum tube.
It's your cum tube. So the sperm can't get to where it wants to go, and you're not knocking up every fucking bitch out there. And not bitch in like a bitch way, but bitch in like a fucking female empowered like bitch way. And then also bitch in that crazy psycho bitch way too.
Yeah. What happens? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You knock up some cunt that you don't even know. You're just drunk at a bar. You come in her fucking pussy downstairs behind the trash can.
You're very violent for this one right now.
And now she comes at you. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't even be a thing. So I suggest that when you're born, when a boy's born, they put this little clamp on their cum tube. And then when the boy decides he wants to actually impregnate a girl, so you're still getting hard, guys. Your dick's still getting hard. You're still blowing loads in faces and on asses and in titties and shit like that. But the sperm, the little wiggly thing, does not get to the egg. Okay? That's what's important. You still feel. You're not taking your nerve endings.
No, yeah.
It's literally...
You don't know that it's like if you didn't know you had it, you wouldn't know that you've had it.
Exactly. And so then when you're 14, 22, 38, 40, whenever you choose, you can choose to to take the little thing off and fucking have a baby.
It's like, that's family planning. I totally agree with you that this is absolutely a solution where, people give such harp on family planning centers and whatnot. Right? So what if this was just a part of that?
Right.
Where it's like, hey, all boys get to choose when they want to have a family with their partner or have a baby, whatever. Like,
it's more freedom, don't you think? Because then you're not so afraid of impregnating the wrong person. Yeah. And you're not losing the sensation of blowing your load inside a woman's vagina.
Yeah. And in a way, it's also opening the door for more opportunity to actually learn more about, like, your own body, because you have this thing inside you that's preventing you from doing something that, like, before you're ready.
Really, Heather?
Well, I think so.
I appreciate that. I didn't even think about that whole, but I don't really think boys are that self-aware.
But it's like, we definitely tiptoe around these kinds of things growing up, right? But if it's like from birth, you have this thing. It's like,
but guys have this idea that their cum makes them a man. Okay? How many times have you heard a guy say, I don't want to adopt, I want my own child? Mm. Not recognizing that it's irrelevant. That if you're the only parental figure this child knows, it doesn't matter whether you share blood.
Yeah.
Nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This
kid is going to pick up your traits because you're what it sees and you're what it's imitating.
Yeah.
So it's an ego thing.
Yeah.
The whole vasectomy. We're not turning you into fucking eunuchs so you can sing soprano for the rest of your life.
No.
We're not taking your balls. We're putting a bobby pin. No, that's... How would it's like piercing your ear.
It's like pinching it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if you were
wearing a Breathe Right strip on your nose, I'm going to assume. It's probably nothing more than that.
If you wear a man bun, it's like putting a man bun up.
If you get your eyebrows waxed as a dude, probably less painful than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So basically what's happening here is we're bringing it back. We're putting the responsibility where it belongs. If I popped out a kid every 5 weeks, then I would suggest that all girls have a fucking cuntal implant of no pregnancy when they turn 12 or start getting their period or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But it takes me 9 months.
Yeah. It's a lot easier, with a vasectomy, it seems like. Because it's reversible, too. And especially with you're saying the kind of advancements that there are now, it's not even a snip. It's just a pinch. It's like the male equivalent of getting your tubes tied.
Or apparently when guys get tested for chlamydia, they have a big steel rod put in their urethra. So I'm going to assume that it probably feels less painful than that.
Ugh. Even I'm cringing just for that.
It's not an intrusive thing. It's a feasible solution.
Absolutely.
Because it's changing the norm.
Yeah.
Right? So we already have learned that abstinence doesn't work, eh?
No.
We can't tell people not to, you don't want to be pregnant, don't have sex.
Yeah.
Right? We all get excited, I don't know what it feels like to blow a load inside a pussy, but I'm sure it feels quite good. You know what I mean? So it's Of course, we don't want to lose these sensations, but that's not what it is. You're not losing those sensations. You're not losing your manhood.
No.
You're just not going to fucking impregnate any Tom, Dick, or Sally that you fucking...
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know who knows me out there, but you know, I am not against fucking.
No.
Fuck everyone. Don't know their names. I don't care.
Yeah.
But you gotta be safe and smart about it.
Yeah.
Every time you come inside a woman, every time you've let a guy come inside of you and you run the risk of getting pregnant and you are not ready for it.
You're not thinking that far ahead.
You are merely contributing to the demise of humanity. You're gonna suffer. The child's gonna suffer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe good will come, but maybe it won't. So why don't we just opt for the safer option, you know, and say, okay, this is the, you know, so this is how I think it would, I think it would change the world, because it would definitely limit the amount of, like, quote unquote, unplanned, unwanted, unable, unready for fucking, it just would, and then it would, overpopulation would eventually decrease.
Exactly.
And then we have less, like, systematic and pressure on the infrastructure that is supposed to care for these children. And we don't want to pay fucking too much taxes, but we don't want to fucking give free abortions, but we don't want to take care of the kids, and I don't want to adopt, and I don't want to it's just like a downward cycle. So I really think that if boys could just recognize that this isn't about their manhood, and it might hurt for a second, but an abortion hurts way more. But if I don't want to have your baby, that's the only option I have if I accidentally let you doodle your do and my do. Accidents happen, even with a condom on. I got knocked up with a condom on the first time I ever had sex.
Wow.
It was a novelty condom, and we were not supposed to use it for birth control, but we were both very young. Accidents happen. If he, who was 15, and I, who was 14, if he had a vas clamp on his shit, I never would have had to have an abortion, because I didn't want to have a kid at 14.
No, but I like that it's the vas clamp.
Yeah, the vas clamp.
It's the vas
patent.
Clamp. There you go.
Patent pending, once again. Revolution number 10. Anyway, guys, think about it. Talk about it amongst yourselves. It's an alternative.
It's a solution to overpopulation. Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely it is.
And safer.
Yeah, you should still wear condoms, because
yes.
1 in 3 people between the ages of 19 and 25 have chlamydia in North America. So that's a stat for you. Anyway, my name is Anna.
I'm Heather.
Thanks for listening to Revolution number 10, your Annapropriate podcast. Check out our website, annapropriate.com, and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram.